Hey guys, I'm Josh Douglas. I'm out here with Wired to Fish, and we're doing some electronic stuff here today. And one of the things that I want to get into is when I'm doing my electronics trainings on the water and stuff like that, is talking about our range settings and how far I'm shooting off to the sides on my structure scanner or my side imaging. At a starting level, and even me as a general rule of thumb, 80% of the time, I'm always shooting off 60 feet off of each side. I tend to start people that way, and it's for good reason. If you're always changing it from 30 to 130, it's really hard to develop your relation to where everything is next to you. It's really hard to also pick out certain things on rock piles or on transition lines or on weed lines if you're always changing that. So literally 80% of the time, I am always shooting off 60 feet off of each side, and that gives me a good reading of everything that's around me. It keeps everything in perspective for me. How to change that, you can simply just, these arrows right here will go out, 80, 120, 140, 200, all the way down to, 10, 20, whatever I want to do. Now there is that other 20% where I am changing it and I'm getting out of 60, and some of that would be, let's say I'm just cruising a river ledge on the Tennessee River, or I'm up on the bank and I'm shooting one side. Then I might dial it back a little bit. I don't need to shoot so far away. I'm trying to get a really clean image, so I might actually tone her down and bring it in a little bit, or vice versa. It's all relation to depth. My cone comes out, if I'm deeper, the deeper I am, the wider my cone's gonna hit, the better images I can get with shooting out further, more feet off to the side, say 100 foot. So if I was at a place like Lake Erie where I'm fishing 30, 40 feet of water, there's not a lot of structure, it's all flat. I mean, there's a lot of structure, not a lot of cover to block my way out, then I might shoot out to 100. So definitely, whether you're just getting familiar with structure scan or you've been doing it for a while, stick with something that works, find that 60, and then from there, once you're familiar with that, then start branching off. All right, in this area here, you can see we got some, this is rock piles. This is rock piles 101 right here, actually. And if you look at them closely as we're coming over them, I call them craters on the moon. I mean, they look like rocks. The reason why is we're getting a lot of whites, like what I talked about before. It's hitting something really hard and sending back a reading. So we have a lot of white, but we also have a lot of black in there, and those are shadows. Obviously, that's the sonar hitting that, pinging them rocks and coming back, and I can't see what's on the other side because it can't shoot through the rock, so it's going to put a shadow over it. And if you look as we go around, as we parallel this and come past it, I'm shining a light. If you picture I'm in a dark room and I have flashlights out, I'm shining it bright on the face of the rock, but I can't see what's behind the rock because of the shadow, and that's what you're getting right there. So you get a really clean, nice, tight image. As we zoom in here on these different boulders, you can see perfect examples here. The light would be the sonar is shining, pinging on the one side of the rock, on this side of the rock, as we're shooting that way, lighten up that one side, give me a nice image, a nice white image, and then the shadow is cast behind it. The sonar can't pick back up anything until it can clear past that rock shadow, and then it picks up. So it actually is giving me these really nice, clean images of rocks and boulders. And as I'm going over and I'm looking at these different rock piles up here in northern Minnesota, or maybe the Great Lakes regions, we're looking, this is the juice. This is where smallmouth live. This is where their forage is. They can hide behind these rocks. And I'm gonna actually pinpoint these good ones. Here you can see this transition line of boulders. That's probably, this whole thing will have fish all over them, but I'm looking for those big ones. I'm gonna key in on these certain boulders like this, or zoom in on those, and I can actually put a mark. There's actually a fish sitting right next to it, but I wanna fish that one boulder, so I'm gonna put a mark there, and I can touch that. I'm gonna go to my waypoint, my flag, and I'm gonna do the rock icon. They give you grass icons, they give you all kinds of shipwrecks. Crossbones is a good one for a stump that's in a place where it shouldn't be, but in this case, I'm fishing rock. So I'm gonna hit my rock icon, and there it is, saved right there. So now I can zoom back out, get back on my map, scroll around, and try to catch that fish.